Hi, welcome to Imagine with IlluminArt. My name is Ellie, and today we're going to be learning games that can be played with only 2 players. One thing that's kept my mind and body busy while I stay at home is games. These games take little to no materials, and they can be played with only 2 players, but they can be modified to fit any household. The games we'll be talking about today are Scattergories, Song Association, Incoherent, Heads Up, 1 to 10, and Hide the Apple. The first game we're going to play is Scattergories. Scattergories is a great game to work on your spelling and also to think harder on certain topics. All you need to play is some paper, a pencil for every player, and a timer of some sort. Rip some of your paper into small pieces. Everyone playing the game will take a few minutes to write categories on small pieces of paper. These can be topics like animals, or desserts, or Broadway shows, or maybe something specific that you're working on in school, like names of presidents or characters in a book you're reading. Make sure you write lots of category ideas. The more, the better. Pick a letter in the alphabet and write it at the top of the paper. Then write the numbers 1 through 12. Pick out 12 category cards and lay them out in front of all of the players. Set your timer for 90 seconds and see who can come up with a word starting with your chosen letter for every category. When time is up, share your answers. If you wrote the same answer as someone else playing, that answer doesn't count. Whoever comes up with the most each round wins. Author.
A.A. Milne.
Okay, I got Arthur Conan Doyle. What'd you get for language?
Arabic.
Cool, I got Afrikaans. I did not get board games.
Ants in the Pants.
I don't know that one.
It's like a 2 to 3 year old classic.
I also put Adams for president, because that does not count. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Song Association is a really fun game if you want to get a bit performative. This game also requires some paper and a pencil and a timer. Tear all your pieces of paper into smaller pieces. Everyone playing the game should take a moment and write a bunch of words on small pieces of paper and throw them in a pile. Once you've got enough words, set a timer for 1 minute and 40 seconds. One player will stand up in front of everyone, and when the timer starts, they will pick a word from the pile and try to think of song lyrics with that word in it in 10 seconds. Queen. She is the dancing queen, young and only 17. Do 10 words per round and remember how many songs each person gets out of 10. Whoever gets the most after a couple rounds wins, and you can give extra points for being performative. Incoherent is a game that takes a little bit of prep from all the players. Once again, we'll use some pieces of paper that we want to have be about the size of note cards and, of course, writing utensils. Take some time before you play to pick the theme, like theater. Think of common phrases and long words that have to do with theater, like break a leg or improvisation. Then think of what smaller words you can put together to sound like your chosen phrase. If my word is improvisation, maybe I would pick the words imp, rover, sane, shown. Come up with as many of those as you can think of. Then when it's time to play the game, hold your stack of phrases with the correct phrase facing down. You and your partner will take turns flipping your cards up so the gibberish is facing your partner and the actual phrase is facing you. Your partner will read your gibberish out loud and try to figure out what the gibberish is.
Said is hide her. Said is hide her. Said is hide her. Said is hide her. I don't know. Said is hide her. Said is hide her. Said is hide her. Set designer. It's set designer, isn't it?
Go back and forth and see who gets the most right. Heads Up is a game that you may know. It's a great party game, but it's also a great game to play with your friends and family in your own home. Once again, you've got your paper, your pencils, and your timer. For this game, we'll need our paper to be about the size of a note card again. Everyone playing will agree on a couple of categories. Some of the categories you used for Scattergories may work for this game. Things like Broadway shows, animals, but you can also make categories that include things you're learning about in school, like people who signed the Declaration of Independence or New York City employees. To play, one person will pick a category and flip each card from the category up to their forehead one at a time. Without saying the word on the person's forehead, help them guess what the word is. It's that really big musical about the Wizard of Oz, but not the Wizard of Oz.
Wicked, yeah.
See how many things they can guess correctly in 1 minute. 1 through 10 is a great game to make you think and keep you moving. It's a little bit more difficult, so if you're looking for a challenge, this is the game for you. You don't need any supplies for this game, you just need your bodies. Start by having everyone playing stand up in a circle or across from each other if there are too few people for a circle. Decide with each other what gestures or movements will go with each number 1 through 10. I find it's easiest to go 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and then 7 through 10, practicing in between. Once you've decided a movement to say with the numbers 1, 2, and 3, go back and forth saying the numbers and doing the gestures one at a time in order as fast as you can, and see how long you can go without messing up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Once you practice 1 through 3 a bit, do 1 through 6, and then 1 through 10. If it's too easy, add more rules or movements for each number. For example, maybe you can't say a number, but you can do the gesture one time. To make it even harder, go up to 10 and then backwards to 1. Maybe go up to 15. The great thing about this game is that you can make it as difficult or as easy as you'd like. You can even add funny things you have to do if you mess up, like 5 jumping jacks or 5 push-ups. The last game I'm going to leave you with is a silly game that I like to play whenever I need a brain break. It's called Hide the Apple, or the spoon, or the lime, or the slipper, whatever you have around the house. Have all the players close their eyes while one person goes to hide the apple. Once they've hidden it, everyone opens their eyes and looks for the apple. When the person searching for the apple gets closer, you can say warmer, and when they get further, you could say colder to help them out. First to find it wins and gets to re-hide it.
I found it! Yay!
So the games I told you about today are just some examples to jumpstart your own game building. If you like the games but some parts didn't work for you, that's okay, do what works for you. You can even make your own game. Whatever you can do to keep your brains, your bodies, and your imaginations busy is great, and if you can do it together, that's even better. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out our other videos, like and subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends.